Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is a childhood favorite of mine. It's an adventure through a colorful, yet surprisingly dark world with secrets and puzzles to solve around every corner, along with an innovative battle system that still holds up today. It's not without flaws, however, but what better time to polish those off than with a full remake? Here's a list of 10 changes we want in the Thousand-Year Door remake in no particular order. Miss Mowz is the game's one and only optional party member. After completing Chapter 4, players can head to the Trouble Center and accept a side quest to recruit the flirtatious rodent. In battle, she can cut through enemies' defense, make foes dizzy, steal items, or even heal Mario's HP with a smooch. On the field, she can sniff out various collectibles through a game of hot or cold. That sounds great on paper, but what you actually did was press a button, get a prompt from Miss Mowz, and she'd reply with vague details about how close you were to the hidden item. Or direction would be nice. Maybe subtly clarify if it's the room you're in or outside. Maybe she could do a flirtatious squeak if you're getting hotter. And then, while her ability to find or steal items is fine, perhaps there could be more dialogue to imply what the item is without necessarily just giving it away. She could also use more pizzazz while dealing damage during battles given her coquettish nature. Look, Miss Mowz is as charming as can be, so letting her equally share the spotlight with other members and making her abilities more helpful would make recruiting her even more worthwhile. The most common criticism of Thousand-Year Door is too much backtracking. After playing it recently, yeah, it's deserved. Chapter 4 is especially egregious. You have to walk back and forth on a single linear path several times. And Chapter 7 means well when making you revisit every major location on your adventure before the climax, but the impact flops. For Chapter 4, give me a shortcut between the town and the mansion or a different path to explore along the way. Perhaps to mix things up and to emphasize the horror element, the path could change each time you venture through it. With Chapter 7, I think having special partner dialogue like Koops getting a moment with Koopy Koo or Bobbery a chance to properly memorialize his wife, those would be enough to make that backtracking worthwhile. It would also give the partners another chance to flex their personalities. Which leads into all the party members Mario recruits throughout Thousand-Year Door are fan favorites for a good reason, and each chapter gives special focus to one of them, but after that, they're essentially on the sidelines, only speaking up in certain conversations when they're Mario's active partner. I'd like to see more from them. After all, what's an RPG without a lovable party you can hang out with? Let characters hop out of Mario's overalls to chime in every once in a while, or better yet, give us places to chill and talk with everybody. Perhaps you could give every party member an overworld tattle-like feature just to see what they think, or if they could help players who are lost find their way. Whatever Nintendo decides, just give me more of the characters. In the original Japanese and several European localizations, fan favorite Vivian is a transgender woman. This was omitted from English localizations, but given the changes we've already seen in the script and that queer people are slightly more accepted nowadays, we'd love to see her transness portrayed in English. It would respect the original developer's intent and give trans kids a character to relate to. Representation is important. While this list is not in order, this is what I personally want most from the remake. Thousand-Year Door struggles with delivering interesting side quests. Recruiting Miss Mowz is far and away the most interesting one. While there's some charming dialogue, the majority of these side quests are simple fetch quests. This remake is Nintendo's chance to add more interesting side activities like fleshing out side characters in various chapters, giving players more incentive to go through the pit of 100 trials, or anything really. Give me more quests like finding Frankie's wedding ring and less like memorizing the prices in a shop. Heck, maybe even bring back characters from the N64 Paper Mario or those from future games for cameos. If anything, it might help if the side quests were just spread out across the world and giving quest NPCs a little indicator above them. That would incentivize you to actually go back to these places and chat with characters after new side quests have opened up. After finishing Thousand Year Door, you return to the place just before the final boss, forcing you to backtrack through the entire final dungeon if you want to clean up any side stuff. Instead of doing that, I want Mario to return to Rogueport alongside Peach in an epilogue. Back in Rogueport, Mario could reunite with all his comrades, refight bosses, or even take on some new super bosses, and maybe explore an entirely new area utilizing all of the partner skills to battle and solve puzzles. Super Mario RPG had a decent post-game, but for something more story-focused like Thousand Year Door, something more substantial will go a long way towards incentivizing players to 100% the game and experiment with badges. Super Paper Mario also had a great post-game, so why not the fan favorite of the series? Zesty, I love that name by the way, is iconic for her sassy attitude and cooking skills. But sometimes gathering ingredients over and over just for one decent item is cumbersome. It'd be nice if we had a quick cook option that would let you cut the item collecting grind for a heavy fee, maybe the cost of the item or items 50 coins per item, something like that. And for balance, have it only be for item Zesty's cooked before. It would be similar to the Persona Compendium in the modern Persona games, a cooking compendium that would let you retain access to some harder to collect items while also being a more convenient option. I feel like that would fit right in with other quality of life features. Luigi's exaggerated story of his own adventures is one of the funniest parts of the game, but wouldn't it be great to actually play through it? Fans have been asking for a Paper Luigi game ever since, but I'd be happy with a few short sections sprinkled throughout the main story. Party members could be simple reskins of Mario's party in a parody adventure for the Marvelous Compass. Something small to enhance the jokes that are already there. Plus, I just want to see Luigi through that blooper into a volcano. At the very least, give us some animatics. Thousand Year Door's battle theme is excellent, and while I never got tired of it over the course of the game, a little variety wouldn't be a bad thing. Maybe each chapter could have different instrumentation, or certain badges would let you change the theme to Paper Mario 64's. Or sticker stars. Maybe color splashes. Or perhaps Origami Kings. The new version we heard in the first trailer is great, but being able to go back to the original would also be great. Heck, maybe include the entire original game alongside the remake as well. In addition to the post-game we talked about earlier, just bring in New Game Plus. New Game Plus is a blast in just about every game it appears in, and it would give Thousand Year Door some great replayability. It would be amazing to go back through the game with Mario at max level with all of his endgame badges. I wouldn't go as far as the partners. Keeping partners before you're supposed to have them would probably break things. Imagine fighting the Siren Sisters in Chapter 2 with Vivian in your party. So having just Mario keep everything would be good enough. And then adding the ability to simply jump to any chapter would be a great way to revisit our moments, like the Peach interludes, or the entirety of Chapter 6's train murder mystery. That's our list of 10 changes we want from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door's remake. Of course, that's not everything. So what are your hopes for the remake? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe if you're feeling it. For more on Paper Mario, stay tuned to Gaming Trend, check out our Paper Mario retrospective linked in the description, and look for our full review of the remake around launch.